Coming to paperback and e-readers this February, Isis, Samurai Goddess. The goddess next door takes on kung fu killers in this action-packed martial arts Isis series adventure. Get Isis, Samurai Goddess in paperback and e-readers this February. When it comes to black literature, what is considered black literature seems to be a very subjective term, because every time I seem to present a new Isis series book, there seems to be some sort of debate on whether the character is black or if the character is too light-skinned. And a lot of people like to go into this light-skinned, dark-skinned argument based on what they see in the image. However, I notice for other literature featuring light-skinned or biracial characters, there is no question of the character's race or racial identity. And I think that has to do with the narrative, because whenever I present an image of the Isis character from the Isis series, it seems like a lot of pro-blacks, hoteps, and some other Negroes, they get upset because this image just does not fit their narrative for what they consider black. However, someone like a Zora Neale Hurston will come out with a book like Their Eyes Are Watching God, or Alex Haley will come out with a book like Queen, which will feature women who are lighter than Isis, and these same black people will sit there and accept those characters as black. And you sit there and wonder why they consider those characters black and they don't consider Isis black at all. And the answer to that question is very simple. The characters of Janie Crawford and Queen pretty much are fitting the narrative that the black feminist and the white liberal present regarding the African American image. And that narrative features a poor, miserable, downtrodden black woman who is being abused by black men and even some white men. So many of these people are comfortable with that story because that character is fitting the narrative that they want, telling the story that they want to hear, and presenting the concepts that they want presented regarding their ideal of a black woman. They like seeing this poor, miserable, downtrodden black woman. They like the idea of her promoting the ideas of the ongoing legacy of slavery, the ideas of white supremacy, the ideas of racism. However, like the Isis character, because she does not present the image of these concepts of what they believe to be the ongoing legacy of slavery, white supremacy, and racism. And because the character does not fit their narrative and does not present the black woman as a victim, they become uncomfortable with that image because the image of the Isis character pretty much presents a different story than the one they are used to presenting. And when it comes down to many of them, when they look at this Isis character, they become, some of them even become angry because they can't come in here with this type of story by a black man and then come in talking about ongoing legacy of slavery, white supremacy, and racism, especially when you get to stories like Amari's Revenge, where I show where the Isis character was enslaved in Nubia by another black queen and another black king. So when they see that, they really start to get uncomfortable because it's telling a story that many pro-blacks and hoteps don't want to talk about how Nubians and Egyptians owned slaves just like white slave masters owned slaves, and how slavery wasn't just a concept from the Eurocentric view. There were Africans who actually owned other Africans, and that's something that hoteps and pro-blacks don't want to talk about. And black feminists don't like Isis because, again, of the skin tone issue and then not fitting the narrative of the poor, miserable, victimized black woman who is being beaten up by no good black men and is forced to do things because of black men's abuses. Again, it does not fit their narrative, so they don't like the character, and they don't like the image on the cover because they cannot subscribe some narrative to it that fits their view. And because it doesn't fit their view, they want to try to minimize it and devalue it. However, what I'm doing with the Isis series is showing a positive image of black women, a balanced image of black women, and a humanized image of black women. Because when I look at all these science fiction and fantasy books with white women in them, and then I say to myself, where are the black women? I say to myself, why aren't there more images out there? And whenever there are characters like a Misty Knight out there, you always see them on the arm of a white man. Whenever you see a Storm, she's on the arm of a white man. And when they create a character like it, they turn her into a single mother, breathing new life in the old stereotypes. With the Isis character, I show you a balanced picture of black womanhood taken from the history period of ancient Nubia all the way to the Reconstruction period where we saw black women, to the Jim Crow period in stories like Imitation of Life, and to today where we don't get to see that balanced image because in today's media we are often presented again with the black feminist view of black women, not the balanced image of black women as it is out there and how really black men try to see black women. But when I look at this whole light skin, dark skin issue regarding the ISIS character, it really is a straw man created by many pro-blacks, hoteps, black feminists, and even some white feminists because they want to tear the character down because it doesn't fit their narrative, and they'll talk about light skin and dark skin. However, they have no problem presenting light-skinned characters like Jane Crawford from Their Eyes Are Watching God or Queen from Alex Haley's Queen and being comfortable with those images because those characters are telling stories that most of these groups just want to hear. If you want to pick up ISIS series books, you can do so by going to the link in the description box to take you to Amazon.com, where all the ISIS books are available in paperback and ebook.